Alright, let's take flight, see the world's wonders, day and night. From sandy beaches to mountain peaks, every adventure, a memory we keep. Join the journey, share the thrill, every video brings a new...
Hey, this is Glen from Travel with Glen. So, I wanted to get from behind the camera and spend a little bit of time in front of the camera today for you guys. And it's really in the essence of saying and showing my gratitude to the support that we've gotten from the community, our travel community. So, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We just hit the 60,000 or 61,000 actually subscribers as of a couple of days ago, and I was really trying to figure out a way to celebrate that, and this is what I came up with. I put myself in front of the camera and put myself out there to genuinely say thank you without a script. I have a couple of talking points that I want to talk to, but it's really just to thank you and sort of reintroduce myself to the community and thank the new subscribers that are here too. So, I've been traveling for a long time now. I've been to a lot of really cool places in the world. That is what encouraged me to start writing and then to do the travel channel. So I know that it's not for everybody, and it's definitely even in the travel industry, people want different things, and what we're finding is that, well, about 60,000 of you guys kind of like what we're doing here, and we really appreciate you being around to consume our content and supporting our quirky way of presenting our view of the world. And so this is all about thank you, and then we'll try to get into some more areas of what we're doing, and just talk a little bit. And if you'll indulge with me, hopefully at the end of this you've learned a few things about what we're doing here and sort of why we're here, and that sort of thing. And hey, some of you are like, okay, this ain't what I signed up for. Play the video and get off the camera. I like that. But for some of you that have been like, dude, you never talk to us. What the heck? We don't know what's going on. This is for you, okay? So again, I know that we cannot and will not and should not try to please everybody. We just can't do that, and that's fully understood. However, we try to accommodate as many people as possible in as much ways as possible. This is why sometimes our videos are kind of unique in the way that we present it, or it's just something that we think is good information, or someone specifically asked to cover. So we try to do that. Now, hey, it's entertainment, it's information, educational in a lot of cases, and it's sometimes just information that you would find if you wanted to do a research on a particular area. We also tried to cover newsy type topics that or changes in the industry, changes in certain things. It just, try to make sure we accommodate what is going on in the travel industry on a whole as much as possible. So, to that particular, um, well, to that point, I recently had a need to get new pages added to my passport. Now, as I said, I've been traveling for, I want to say, donkey years now. And for those of you, the translation is a lot of years. Don't let this young demeanor fool you. I'm a lot older than I look. Anyways, I've been traveling for a number of years now, and years ago when I got, a couple of times I had my passport fill up because one of the things I used to do was travel for the government, and I had a private passport, and then I had a government passport. A lot of times my travel was with private passport, and that thing would fill up. And the routine was I would show up at the passport office early in the morning when they open, present my passport to them, and they would, you know, insert almost a whole nother passport in there, so I didn't have to do the renewal. Well, that has changed. um, it's been a number of years since I've had that happen, and last year I started realizing that my passport was going to be full, and I needed to catch it before it was full, and I was in a foreign country, and there was no pages for them to stamp. Yeah. Don't want to be in that situation. Been there, done that. Not a fun thing. Anyways, so this week I went to the Miami passport agency, and I probably should have called. I try to strive to tell everybody to do their research, do your own research. Don't just listen to people or go on what you know. Do your research. Make sure you're up to date on the latest, greatest information. That's sort of why we do this channel. Anyways, long story short is I showed up there, and they said I have to get a new passport, and I'm like, hey, I just need to know that more pages added. They said, well, we don't do that anymore. You have to get a new passport, and that's appointment only. And it could be expedited if you are traveling within the next 30 days. Yes, I'm traveling in the next 30 days. Yes, I would like to expedite it, and so I had to go through the whole process of renewing my passport. That means that visit to Miami was an information gathering trip. I made an appointment. I got on the phone, made an appointment for the next day. I did have a ticket scheduled to travel, and then I had to go and do the footwork so that the next morning I would have everything that I needed for them to actually renew my passport. So I took the photos, the passport photos. I did the application online, and then I had to print it out, which was a little bit of a challenge. I was in a hotel, but Walgreens, give you a plug here. Walgreens, you could get your passport photos, and you could create an account on their website and upload your application, and then you could have them printed out. That way you have your photos and your application all set for when you show up in the office for your interview for your new passport. And you should have a copy of your flight schedule. They don't necessarily want to see the return flight. They want to see the initiation, where you're going to. and you have to have a copy of that, or uh, a photo of it on your phone. So that's the process now. So yeah, I thought I was gonna show up there in the morning, give them my passport, and then by the end of the day I'd be walking away with the passport. Well, it was 2 days, and I guess the good news is I was traveling and already had booked a ticket, or else it would have been 2 days plus booking a flight to go internationally somewhere. But I was covered from that perspective. Anyways, I digress. But the whole point that I'm making here is that you have to understand that things change. Where you've gone to in the last 5, 10 year, 6 months, today it might be totally different. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale and spent a lot of time in the Miami area per se, and I hadn't been down there for a while. I live now in the Orlando area, and I don't spend a whole lot of time here in Orlando. I mean, I'm usually somewhere else in the world, but I can tell you this. I love home, but I didn't recognize a lot of the places down there because it it has changed so much. Even where I parked when I used to go to the passport office down there, no longer parking area. So it's to your advantage to keep up with the changes, especially if it's something that you haven't done for a while or gone to in a while. Do your research, get up to date, make sure you have the latest, greatest information. Now, I say that. Look, I got a delivery. Uh, I say that to say this: when you're traveling, especially internationally, I mean, it's applied to locally also. I mean, I travel to Washington D.C. A lot, and you know, political environment changes there, and that impacts everything in the capital area. Where you can park, what you can do, all of that. So traveling internationally is more important because you want to be aware of what the political um, environment is. You want to be aware of what you can and cannot do, and the customs and all that type of stuff. You do your research, and you are more prepared for when you get to these locations. Last thing you want to do is get somewhere and be offensive to someone or to a group or to the country. um, so you make sure you understand what the rules are. Especially nowadays, it makes a difference where you're going and where you're from, what citizenship you are. I don't get into the whole political thing, but I'm saying that to say that you want to make sure that you are up to date on the latest, greatest information. So, this is why we do sometimes just news videos that we can share information that might have changed, and it's something that we think our travel community should be aware of. So, you know, if there's something that you see or hear and think we should cover, let us know. Yeah. Now, I'll say this: we cannot possibly cover everything. Don't have the resources. Just can't. However, we try to pick the things that we think that are most important or impactful, and provide that information. So, yeah, I'll also say this because I've had in the past comments on footage that someone says footage is not original footage. And yes, we do use stock footage in videos. So Yes, we do. And that's to just be as transparent as possible. We try to create content that is not only informational but entertaining. So, hey, if you don't have to reinvent the wheel, why do it? We used footage from some clients that give us the approval to use their footage, and we use stock footage, and then we'll sometime reuse footage that we've used in the past. So I say that to say this: sometimes all the footage is not original footage, but hopefully it's to the theme of what the subject matter is, or what the location is, or what we're trying to convey. So I hope it's still entertaining to you, and I know that I will never please everybody, and I don't strive to. But uh, I do like the feedback, and I respect the feedback, and uh, I want to also make a comment. I said I wasn't going to cover this, but I'm going to cover it. When I get a comment in on a video from a quote unquote dummy account, people do that, and it's really one of those things to where they're just being rude and being ugly. Um, I just want my viewers and the community to be aware that that kind of thing does happen. We try to protect our community as do YouTube from that type of thing. But hey, it happens from time to time. Just be patient, and if there's something that's inappropriate in the comment, let us know, and we'll take the appropriate action. It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. So we'll leave it at that. Anyways, so the community has grown quite a bit, and we're really appreciative with the response that we've gotten in almost everything that we do. We are 100% grateful. I am 100% grateful, and I as always try to improve and do better. No matter how good you do something, there's always room to improve. And if you're not doing something very well, there is definitely room to improve. So we strive to improve what we're putting out in a number of ways. And one of those ways is to try to give you more specifically what you're looking for, or more details. And entertainment factor is a big thing, so we're trying to do that too. But most importantly, the goal is for you to walk away from the video with something that you was looking for or didn't know, and you were able to find it there. So hopefully we can deliver on all those things, and keep you coming back to the well for more. The only way that we could do that is by listening to what you say and ask for, and what you comment on. So we encourage the comment. Uh, in sort of a nutshell, my goal has always been to provide as much detail to as many locations that the most people could go to, and that means that most people are traveling sometimes on a budgetary on a budget. They can accommodate certain things. The goal is to make sure that even on a budget you could do everything you want to do. So we try to find the ways that you can navigate the whole travel scene and not break the bank, but still have an amazing time because travel is all about you. Now, let me say that again. Travel is all about you. Yes, your family and everything, but it's about you because this is something that you plan, you spent the money, and you put aside the time, and at the end of the day, you should get what you want out of it. So that's the way I look at it. If I'm going to go to Italy to enjoy the food and the wine, I want to indulge and I want to make sure that I enjoy it. I just, think that, we do these things to enjoy the culture, the environment, and the difference that it is from a perspective standpoint. So let's talk about pizza. If you go to New York and you ever had a pizza in New York, it's amazing. Now, you're going to have all your variety of different pizzas and styles that are in New York, but authentic New York pizza is amazing. It's authentic to the New York area. When you go to Italy, you have pizza or Italian, it's different. It is so different than when you had it in New York or anywhere else. It's different. The ingredients, the environment, the water, it all contributes to make it a different experience. So, on that same theme, if you go to Chicago and you have a pizza, it's different from what you had in Italy or that you had in New York. So, it's all about the experience. And the authentic experience of being in that location is what contributes to it. Um, I used to go to San Francisco, and the sourdough bread, it's not the same anywhere else. Yes. These are the things that you sort of identify and understand when you get yourself out of your comfort zone and you travel to places and you truly open up to enjoy the experience. So, even from a fast food standpoint, if you have McDonald's in Japan, it's a different experience than you have when you're in like France or in New York. Yeah, it's a franchise and they supposedly do everything the same. The local ingredients makes a difference. The flavors, they are just different. The environment makes it different. Okay. Anyways, I'm on a foodie rabbit hole. I'm in a foodie rabbit hole right now. I'm gonna get out of it. But as you can tell, I love food. As you can tell, I'm a big foodie fan. But I like the experience of you know the things that you enjoy when you go from one location to another. And these are not things that you should necessarily look out for, but these are the things that you can say, okay, let me see if I can tell the difference. You know, um, I like to enjoy the atmosphere. So you're looking at the sky, and from one location to another, the environment is just different. I mean, there's certain places that you're going to get a whole lot more stars than in other locations. And yes, I understand it's about the light pollution and that sort of thing. But that is a thing, you know. And these are the things that you sort of uh, get to enjoy when you go from one place to another. The other thing that I try to bring to the channel is that authentic experience. Now, for instance, there's been a lot of times that I've done videos and shared it with, you know, friends before I actually publish it. And they're like, they close the whole place down for you? And in some cases, yes. I'm not going to be ashamed of that. But in other times, it's like, no, they didn't. You just go at the right time to where you feel like the place is closed down just for you and your family. If you've never experienced that before, stick around, kid. I'll show you what to do and how to do it. We'll get there. But it makes that experience so much better. You don't have the crowd, you don't have the foot traffic. It's just you and the environment, and either a tour guide or a curator or a person that just want to help you because they want you to have the best experience. It is it's an amazing feeling, and yes, it makes you feel a little bit important. But you get to experience that location as if it's just there for you and your family. That's, you can't put a dollar value on that. You know, it's just one of those things to where you really can just enjoy the moment and just say, wow, these are the things you don't forget. These are the things you take with you forever. Your kids, take those with them forever. It's a big deal. So that's the sort of thing that we try to bring to you, is to get those location, the time of year, and the best approach to help you create that type of experience. Second to none. Okay. Now, you know, the experience that you have from one place to another is 100% up to you, and it's a mindset that you have to work on if it's not a natural thing for you. And I don't know how to explain it to you if you don't understand what I mean. But let me put it this way: you could put two people in the same situation, and based on their mindset, it's going to be two totally different outcomes as to what they thought the experiences were. So, one of the things I want to make sure that you sort of get from some of the vibe in the videos is that mindset for you and your experience, it's important. And you know, when you're on vacation, be on vacation. You know, and vacation is kind of relative. Okay, and here's why I say that. The trend right now is that many people, based on situation, can live or work in places that they would normally only go to visit for vacation for a week or so at a time. Case in point, I live and work primarily out of Central America these days. You know, and like I said, my favorite place, Costa Rica. I spend a lot of time there. I spend time in neighboring countries also. But the whole standpoint is that, you know, many of us now can work remotely, and you should take advantage of that. You have the balance of the time that you have to work and the time that you can, quote unquote, be on vacation. And even if you are not traveling and you're local, your weekends, you are on vacation. What are you doing with that time? Are you having vacation time? you should consider it. A day trip to a lot of places could be such a resetter for things that are going on with each of us from day to day. I try to stay in a happy zone. It's not always easy, but that's where I try to operate from, the mindset. So, anyways, down another rabbit hole again, and I'm sorry I do that. But the bottom line is your mindset for how you travel, where you go, what you do is 100% you. 100% you. So put yourself in that mindset to where you want to go, what you want to do, and how you want to do it. You have total control over that. More than you would think. So, redo a lot of books here, and that is one of those things that I try to ingrain in a lot of the books that we do is the mindset and the way that you approach how you want to spend your time. Okay? And I say it that way for a particular reason. How you want to spend your time. And it doesn't matter where you're at. Kind of doesn't matter who you're with. And it's 100% up to you. All those things you have control over. So, I try to encourage people to step out of that comfort zone and enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. You can accomplish what you want to accomplish with the right type of plan and resources. But the first step is a plan. That first step is the thought, and then the plan, and the execution of the plan. And we'll help you do all of that. So take advantage of all the resources that you have. And I say that because I talk a lot about the budget approach on many of these things. Not everybody has the resources to just go and do. However, everybody has the ability to plan to go and do. Everybody has the ability to plan to go and do. So wherever you fall into that spectrum, it's all about that plan. Okay? So that's what we're here for, is to help you understand what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, where you want to go do it at. All right? And, the entertainment factor also is that sometimes just doing it vicariously through other people can give you that motivation, that inspiration, and that why to go do it. So again, properly utilizing the resources, and the motivation is one of those things to where it's an intricate part of the plan. Intricate. So if you're not motivated, it ain't gonna happen. I'm just saying. How many things have you done just because if you don't have the motivation, you ain't gonna do it? The priority ain't there. So, it's an intricate part of it. The inspiration, the motivation, and then the plan. You're walking in that direction at that point. Walking in that direction. All right. So let's utilize our resources to the best of our abilities. All right. So yeah. Now, so let's talk about a couple other things that I want you to make sure you take advantage of with us. We try to serve the community as best as we can. That means that I give away things from time to time. At least I'm always trying to give things away. People don't register for the giveaways. I don't get that. But hey, I'm trying. So when we have a giveaway, register. You might be the only one, and it's a shoe in for you. I don't get why people don't, register for free things. Never get it, but maybe I get a little bit of it. We're so inundated by people wanting to take our information and do all kind of crap with it, and then we get bugged by them forever. Maybe yes, that's starting to make a little bit of sense from that perspective. Um, but on the other hand, if you're gonna give me something and you're gonna email me from time to time, I mean, it's just me. um, if it's something that I'm interested in getting, then hey, it's free, and free is always the right price. Always the right price. All right. So register for our giveaways. We try to do something at least once a month. Sometimes we have a weekly thing, and on that list is our books. We do give away books from time to time. So talking about the free and the giveaway, I want to kind of transition into our nonprofit. Okay, so I created a nonprofit last year in the honor of my brother. My brother passed away last year in July, and I created a nonprofit to honor his name and to create a legacy foundation for him. Uh, it's sort of taken off, but let me give you the details of what it's all about. Um, we want to provide resources and scholarships for underprivileged and students. Now, that is a target audience. However, we also want to serve in any which way we can for things that are needed in the community. So I'm looking for two things from you. One is potential candidates. One, have to have someone to give to. Two is if there's a need in the community, and I kind of don't care what community it is. It's one of those things that if there's a need and we can fix or help, I'm in. Um, Now, again, resources are limited. However, hopefully this thing grows to way beyond the expectation, and we can do a lot more. But right now it's a pick and choose type deal. But again, a registration is the first step. Got to have a registration to get chosen. We're doing our first grant or scholarship in May, and it's not a lot of money, but any amount of money helps. There's no qualifiers for what you do with the money once you get it. Free and clear. You do whatever you want to do with it. But it should be for a student, and that could be a high school student or a college student. I don't care, or even trade school. Doesn't matter. We will review the applicants, and we will make our selection, and we'll publicize that. I don't do a lot of that on this channel, but I want to ingrain that more into um, advertisement here, and here's why. I want to grow that because some of the proceeds that we get here supports that. And eventually, all the brands will have that ingrained in our partnership with that nonprofit because, again, we want to give back to the community, and this is a way to give directly back to the community. And, I want it to be um, as extensive as possible to where, hey, you have a need to travel somewhere for a reason and we can help, we want to be able to help you through that organization. So the sky's the limit, but we have to build it up to where it's capable of doing these type of things. And you know, I need your help to make that happen. I will leave a link for that in the bio, and you can contribute or register for scholarships and or support through that link. I have to do a whole segment specifically on that, but I want to mention that here because that is one of those things to where it's a word of mouth thing. It's not being sponsored. It's not being advertised. It is one of those things to where I want it to do the organic growth. I may at some point start advertising it more and make it a little bit more commercial driven, but I don't ever want it to be one of those things to where there's a bunch of red tape or stipulations on how we service or help or give away something that's needed. That's where I'm at with that. Okay, so all right, so we talked about that, and just if you have an interest or a need or more information on that, comment on that, and we will provide that information. And more importantly, we'll get you connected to being updated with that information. So, enough said about that. All right, so now let's let's talk about what our goals are. Our goal is to really grow this community, and again, I want to thank you all for being a part of this community. If you're a traveler, you're a part of this community. If you're not a traveler, let's make it happen and become a part of the community. If you're a virtual traveler, by all means, you're a part of the community. It's not an exclusive club. It is one of those things to where we have a common interest, seeing the world, preserving what's there, and making it better in some way. One little thing at a time. It doesn't take much to make a difference, but it starts with a little thing. So, you're a part of that community, and I want you to take advantage of the resources that we have here to accommodate all those things. I don't have much to say about that, but I want to thank you for the support, because just by viewing the videos, that helps. That's contributing, and I appreciate that. Just that simple. Okay. If you have a need for a custom itinerary, we can help you with that. So, case in point, I got reached out to for someone that was going to France. Was going to be in France for one day, and they wanted an itinerary of things to do, places to eat, and a day schedule. that was fun to put together, and the feedback was amazing because they when they got the itinerary, they said there's no way I'm going to be able to do all of this. So it was sort of a challenge for them to get all of it done, and they got all of it done and was able to go to the places, the location, based on the time frame, and enjoyed everything. So we like to try to do that kind of thing. It's a little bit of a challenge based on the location sometimes, but you have a resource that you could get a custom itinerary for yourself going to a particular location, and it doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, okay, we might have to start charging for that. But yeah, no, that's something that we do because it's fun to do, and hey, it's a part of connecting, and hoping that you can enjoy what you have done for that itinerary, and tell people, oh my God, these guys did this and it was awesome. So I mean, that's selfish, but everybody gets what they want out of the deal. Yeah. Okay. So let's take advantage of that, and not lose sight of really enjoying the moment. So I'm going to try to wrap it up, and I'm going to give you a couple of things to go away with. One is that we're here 100% to provide as much help as we can, whatever that may be. Okay? Two is that there's always something for everyone in some form here. If it's not, I want to know about it so that we can work on fixing that. So that's important. And lastly, I'm gonna come back to where I started at. Thank you for your support. None of this would be possible without you viewing and visiting our videos. So, hey, 100% appreciative, and I hope that you guys continue to support the channel and our ventures, and I hope we can all travel somewhere together. That would be awesome. So, in the realm of the possibilities, nothing is impossible when you put the right thought and the right minds towards getting that goal done. And hey, be a part of it, and let's enjoy it. So go out there and enjoy yourself, travel, live every moment, every day, respect each other, and always live in the moment. All right? That's all I have for you. Please come back and see me again, and I will try to do this face-to-face thing from time to time. I will try to do that. I'm not promising anything, but I will try to do that. Not my forte per se, but people say they enjoy it when I do it, so for you, I'll do it. Until the next time, go have some fun.
Travel far and wide, let's take flight. See the world's wonders, day and night. From sandy beaches to mountain peaks, every adventure a memory we keep. Join the journey, share the thrill. Every video brings a new chill.